Have you noticed that your shoulders and upper back are starting to round forward a little bit? Maybe your shoulders are starting to feel really tight. You want to do something about it, but you're not sure where to begin. I have a class for you. I'm Valerie from Valerie Brown Fitness, and I love to help people feel amazing in their bodies again. The really cool thing about our bodies is that they are always adapting to what we are doing with them. So if we spend the majority of our day, like most of us do, in front of the computer, upper back rounded, shoulders rounded forward, our bodies will tend to stay in that position. But also the really cool thing, we can also do things to reverse the effects. So join me for this class. So if we want to correct or prevent rounded upper back and rounded shoulders, we need to address three things: the thoracic spine, so the upper spine, the shoulder blades, and the shoulders. We'll be addressing all three in this class today. You'll need 2 yoga blocks and a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. If you don't have a ball, don't worry, we'll still do the class without it. So go ahead and grab your yoga block and come to a sideline position. We're going to start this session with a clock stretch. If you're mirroring me, stay on your left side. Your right knee will be on the yoga block. This will just help keep your hips nicely stacked. Take your left arm, reach it in front of your body. Keep your shoulder away from your ears. Now your right arm is going to reach forward as much as you can. We're going to do a 1-minute clock stretch. So we're going to go super slow. So we're going to trace, imagine we're tracing a clock with our right fingertips. If you feel like your right fingertips are coming off the floor, just pause, breathe through it, and see if through your breath, your body will relax and you can get your fingertips back on the ground. And then you can continue along the clock. Once you get to the 12 o'clock position, your palms can go up towards the ceiling and you can open your chest towards the ceiling. Just nice and slow, just feel all different parts of your body open up. You may feel stretching in different places that you might not have noticed. If you feel areas of tightness, don't hesitate, just pause, breathe through it, let that tension dissipate, and then continue on. And we can bring that arm back across the body. Let's go to the other side. So we're in a clock stretch, sideline position. On the right side, my left knee is on the yoga block, bent to about 90 degrees. Right arm is straight, resting my head on the ground, push my shoulder away from my ear. Taking that left arm, reach it in front of my right hand. Keeping my head on the ground, my fingertips on the ground. Slowly going to trace a clock. Feeling for any tension. If I feel any areas of tightness, just pause, breathe through it. And I get to the 12 o'clock position. Palms up towards the ceiling. Making sure the fingertips stay on the ground and also your knee stays on the block. If your knee keeps popping off the block, you can just keep it pinned down using your right arm. We reach the end, we'll bring it back across to finish. Next, we'll come up to a Sieza position. So Sieza position is kneeling as such. If this bothers your knees, you have 2 options. You can take your yoga block, place it between your glutes and your heels. If this is still bothersome for your knees, you can also do this next movement from a quadruped position. We're going to place our hand behind our lower back. So I'm going to have my left hand behind my lower back. My right hand is on the ground. And then I'm going to imagine my spine is just like a shawarma. And I'm going to try to rotate my spine towards the ceiling. So I'm going to push my right hand into the floor and think about reaching my left shoulder up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to create a little bit more tension by pushing my right hand into the floor. I'm going to hold it for 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a breath in, push your right hand into the floor as you reach your left shoulder up towards the ceiling. So we want to keep our spine long as we do this so it can rotate. If our spine is rounded forward, it's going to make it really difficult. So think about long, like you're rotating and you're being pulled up towards the ceiling, and we hold. Last one for 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the other side. Left hand on the ground, right hand behind your back, long through the spine, neutral head and neck. Take a breath in, push your left hand into the ground and rotate. We want to rotate more. Think about the shoulder, that right shoulder going up. Push your left hand into the ground for 3, 2, 1, and release. Second one, big breath in. Push your left hand into the ground and rotate right shoulder towards the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. We'll do one more. Big breath in. Pushing your left hand, pulling your right shoulder up, rotating, and we're holding for 3, 2, 1. Come to a quadruped position. Doing a little cat-cow from here. Tuck your toes under. We're going to start at the tailbone. We're going to work our way up. So we're doing a segmental cat-cow, which means we're going to try and move each piece of spine independently. A global cat-cow would just look like this. We're going to start at the tailbone, work our way up, and then we're going to start at our tailbone and reverse that. So starting elbows straight, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to think about first tucking your tailbone under. Just the tailbone, so squeeze the glutes. Then just a little bit higher, pull your belly button towards your spine. Don't move the upper back yet. And then pull your belly button away from the floor. Lower rib cage away from the floor. And then finally, chest away from the floor. And then we'll reverse it, keeping your upper back round. Pull your tailbone towards the ceiling. Belly button towards the floor. Lower rib cage towards the floor. Chest towards the floor. And finally, chin towards the ceiling. We have one more. Keep your eyes looking up as you tuck your tailbone. Pull your belly button away from the floor. Lower rib cage away from the floor. Chest away from the floor. And finally, tucking your chin. Keep your chin tucked. Pull your tailbone towards the ceiling. Belly button towards the floor. Lower rib cage towards the floor. Chest towards the floor. Eyes looking up. Awesome. Those feel absolutely amazing. I'm going to shake out those wrists for a second. Grab your yoga block. We have scapular retractions now. So scapular retraction is just moving our shoulder blades along our spine. Now, shoulder blades are incredibly important for shoulder health. They're closely tied to shoulder health as well as for our breathing and posture. Place one hand on the yoga block. If this bothers your wrist, you can also go towards the edge of the yoga block. Sometimes it's a little bit more comfortable for your wrists. So if you're mirroring me, left hand is on the yoga block. Your right hand, make a fist, and it's directly underneath the shoulders. And right now, my right fist is on the ground. Make sure you're pushing your shoulder away from your ear. And now with your elbow straight, you're going to pinch your shoulder blade towards your spine. This is called scapular retraction. So I'm sliding my shoulder blade towards my spine, like I'm trying to pinch the back of a racerback top. And then you can reach your hand towards the floor. Notice as I'm doing this, I'm not doing it by moving my spine. The only thing that's moving is my shoulder blade. So we're going to retract. I'm going to pinch my shoulder blade towards my spine. And then I'm going to return to the start position. We have 5 of these. Pinch, so retract. Make sure you're not shrugging. So we should feel this underneath the armpits and between the shoulder blades. We shouldn't feel this in the neck. If you're brand new to these and you're feeling it in the neck, think about work a little bit less harder. I know it sounds a little bit counterintuitive. It's a very small movement, and if you're brand new to it and you're trying really hard, oftentimes you'll feel it in your neck. Squeeze more under here. So we're going to the other side, making a fist. Right hand is on the block. Now we're retracting with this left hand, keeping your spine and upper body still. I'm lifting my knuckles off the ground by using my shoulder blades, keeping my elbows straight for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, we have one more set, getting rid of that yoga block with both shoulder blades at the same time. You can do these on knuckles or you can do them on your hands. To get a bit more retraction, you can turn your fingertips out. Makes it a little bit more interesting here. So I'm going to keep my elbows straight and I'm going to pinch my shoulder blades together as hard as I can. And I'm going to push them apart as far as I can. That's 1. Pinch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 more. 9. Should feel this right between your shoulder blades. 10. Excellent. Last up, shoulder cars. So if you have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, go ahead and grab that. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just make a fist. We're going to start in this half kneeling position. If this bothers your knees, you can also do these standing. So starting with the left arm, keep your elbow straight, reach across your body, reach that arm overhead. When you can't reach back anymore without flaring your rib cage, start turning your bicep down towards the floor as if you're trying to reach in the back seat of a car. I'm spinning my arm in the joint and I return to my hip. Palm is facing out, thumb is facing back. I'm going to go straight back, rotate bicep towards the ceiling, and return along the path from which I came. We'll do 2 more. You're going to reach across the body, all the way overhead, rotate bicep towards the floor, as I'm imagining I'm reaching around and behind my body, like I'm reaching the back seat of a car. Palm is facing out, thumb is facing back. Reach straight behind me, rotate bicep towards the ceiling, all the way overhead, across, and down. I'll show you the last one from a front view. Reaching across the body, overhead, rotating, reaching around behind me into my hip, reaching straight back, bicep towards the ceiling, all the way around, across, and down. Let's switch sides. Now, if you do feel any pinching or pain in your shoulders as you do these are called shoulder cars, make your circle smaller. So what I mean by that, if you feel pain here, let's go out here. You want to find that area where you don't feel any pinching or pain. Pinching or pain is not a good thing. We don't want to move into any areas of pinching or pain. It's our body's way of telling us it doesn't want to go there right yet. But we can move in areas where we don't feel any pinching or pain. Reach back, around. We'll have 1 more. So what this does is this starts moving our shoulders in its fullest range of motion. Because we're not doing this on a regular basis, right? And if we don't move our shoulders through their full range of motion, then we lose it. So this is our opportunity to make sure we maintain our range of motion. Next up, we're going to come to sideline position, kind of like what we started with. We're doing something called an arm bar breaker. So I'm going to show you from a front view, starting in a very similar position to our clock stretch. So we're starting right knee on the yoga block, left leg is straight, right arm straight out in front of you. Okay, you're going to reach across just to that end point of our clock stretch. You're going to pin your knee down, using your hand. And ideally, we want our right elbow on the ground. We're kind of in this pretzel position now. So this is going to open up our spine as well as the front of our shoulders. Now take that right arm. You're going to straighten that right arm. You're going to imagine you're doing a bicep curl with the right arm. And as you do that, try to pull the back of your right shoulder down towards the ground. Kind of like we're cinching it down. We're going to do 5 bicep curls. As you do that bicep curl, kind of like a ratchet, you know, to tie things down in a truck. So as we curl, we're trying to pull the back of our shoulders down towards the ground. So let's go to the other side. So yoga block under my left knee. I'm going to pin my left knee down with my right arm. My left arm is going to reach across the body. Ideally, we want that left arm to touch the ground. If you're not quite there yet, don't worry, it is okay. The more we work on our mobility and flexibility, we will get there. So keep that left elbow down on the ground. And then you're going to do a bicep curl with your left elbow. You're going to straighten your left elbow. As you curl your left elbow, imagine pulling the back of your left shoulder a little bit more down towards the ground. Again, we're not going into any areas of pinching or pain. This is just a very intense, it's not very, it's very intense. I'll take that back. It's a very lovely way to open up our spine and our chest. A little bit more active way of opening up instead of doing a passive stretch. So including both passive and active will help us get to our ultimate goal of no rounded shoulders and upper back. From there, come to a prone position. A prone position just means laying down on your face. If you need a little pillow underneath your forehead to breathe, you can do that. I would suggest keeping it small. This is a little bit big to do that. We don't want our neck to be extended. So from there, from what we're going to do, we're going to keep our elbows straight, thumbs up. So I want you to bring your arms down to an A. So if you imagine the apex of the A is your head and your thumbs are like the little legs of the A, try and make an A with your body and your head. From here, you pinch your shoulder blades together and lift your thumbs up towards the ceiling as much as you can without letting your shoulders round forward. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have 3 more. Pinch your shoulder blades together first. We're retracting. Lift your thumbs straight up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Setting it down. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Lifting it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have 1 more. Pinch your shoulder blades and lift. We hold. Guess what? We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms up to a T. So hands straight out from your shoulders, thumbs still up towards the ceiling. Here we go. Pinching our shoulder blades together, lifting straight up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Setting it down. Pinch again and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pinch and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Pinch. And guess what? We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Guess what? Oh, why? You guys know YMCA, right? Here we go. Thumbs up towards the ceiling like we're hitchhiking. Pinch your shoulder blades and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you feel these in your neck, do less. So make your movement smaller. We want to feel it more at the bottom of your shoulder blades, okay? Pinch, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your elbows straight. Pinch, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Pinch. Make it less if you feel it in your neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, get a breath. Grab your yoga block. Next up, we move into child's pose. So if you're not able to do child's pose, you can do them from a quadruped. You can actually do them from a prone position. So child's pose, if you're going to join me, we're doing bottom half swimmer hovers. So placing your head on the yoga block, you can create some space for your body by spreading your knees out a little bit. Place both of your hands on your lower back. Now, from what we do from here, raise your elbows up towards your ceiling. Tiny, lift your hands off your lower back without letting your shoulders round forward. Keep your arms and shoulders in that position. Straighten your elbows. Rotate your thumbs towards the ceiling. Swim your arms up to a T. Upper back is warm. Keep your thumbs up. Swim your arms back down to the A that we were just working at. Rotate your biceps towards the floor. Keep your elbows high as you bend your elbows to find your lower back. And rest. Guess what? We have 4 more. Lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Tiny lift hands off lower back. Straighten your elbows. Rotate elbows towards the ceiling. Swim your arms up to a T. Keep your thumbs up. Swim your arms back down to the A. Rotate biceps towards the floor. Bend your elbows. Set your hands down and the elbows down. Elbows up. Hands up. Straighten the elbows. Rotate biceps up. Swim your arms up to a T. Float them back down to an A. Rotate biceps towards the floor. Bend your elbows to find your lower back. Setting it down. Elbows up. Lift your hands up. Straighten your elbows. Rotate biceps. Arms up to a T. Float them back down to the A. Rotate biceps towards the floor. Bending your elbows. Setting it down. Let's do one more. Elbows up. Lift your hands up. Straighten your elbows. Rotate your biceps towards the ceiling. Float your arms up to an A. Up to a T. Swim them back down to an A. Rotate biceps towards the floor. Bend your elbows. Setting it down. Amazing. We have one little movement left and we are done. Come back down to the floor. Hands lightly supporting your body. Do 3 little Sphinx to strengthen all the muscles around our upper spine. So chin up towards the ceiling and just a little mini cobra. You're thinking about pulling your shoulders away from your ears just to activate all the muscles in your upper spine and setting it down. Number 2, chin up and tiny mini cobra, just upper back. If you start feeling your lower back, you've gone too far, come down a little bit more. Ultimately, we need to strengthen the muscles around our spine. Last one, chin up, push your shoulders away from your ears. tiny little lift off and setting it down. Amazing, amazing work. Thank you so much for joining me in today's class working on thoracic mobility, scapular strength and mobility, shoulder mobility. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below, and I can't wait to see you next time.